Thanks for staying with us at STL Live. I'm Sarah Thompson, and my guest is Wally Siewart of Focus St. Louis. And again, thank you so much for being here. I wish I had more time with you, but before we move into your new policy series, the Focus on Policy series for 2020, I do want to come back to this event coming up on the 27th. We've been talking about it for the Board of Electors, Board of Freeholders, and just briefly, it's quite unique that what we have. Explain just in a nutshell for viewers what exactly it is.
It's a really unique clause in the Missouri State Constitution that says specifically about St. Louis City and County that if we as a city and county want to reform how we exist as a municipality, what form our government takes, we can invoke a board of freeholders, which merely requires a certain amount of signatures from the electorate. And then the county executive appoints 9, the mayor appoints 9, and the governor appoints 1. The moment they're appointed and impaneled, this group of 19 citizens has an immense amount of power to fundamentally change the way things happen in St. Louis City and County. Because whatever plan they come up with inside the year that they get and present to the voters, if the voters approve it, that plan becomes law. They can override state law, they can fundamentally change how the county is governed, how the city is governed, and none of the current entrenched interests have any say about it. So it's really kind of a unique opportunity. I like to think of it a little bit like winning Willy Wonka's golden ticket to the land of whatever you want it to be, because it really allows citizens to rewrite government in a way that a lot of places don't have that opportunity.
Yeah, and it's so interesting. And so I think the impasse where we're at right now, that's kind of what's going to be sort of tackled at this February 27th event for
we'll give folks an update on where we are in the process, because we're in a really unusual kind of legal gray area where the mayor's appointees to the board weren't approved by the Board of Aldermen. So now the question is what's happening. But we also want to model what it looks like to really do good citizen engaged change making here in St. Louis. And we'll be doing that at the event.
I think what's so important about the work that you do, and this is a great segue into this new policy series, is you said something to me over break, and it was about feeling. It's sort of how do you feel democracy?
It's hard for people to feel like democracy's close to them, right? It feels like something done by people in suits up there, often people that don't necessarily look like them, people that don't think like them, people that didn't grow up in their neighborhood, people they feel like they have no control over. And that's why the Board of Electors is such an interesting thing. It's your neighbors, it's the people it's citizens. These aren't professional politicians, these aren't policy wonks. These are citizens making these really, really powerful decisions about how we should govern ourselves as a region. So it's one of those ways that we can kind of bring democracy close to us.
No, I think that's great. And then tell me about this new for 2020, this Focus on Policy series.
Yeah, so the forum there is kind of a big event with a big audience. The Focus on Policy series is a little different. It's really about bringing leadership together in a small room to have a focused conversation on specific issues that are facing the St. Louis region. We did one on the Board of Freeholders in January. Tomorrow we're actually holding one on Medicaid expansion. So we've got the doctor whose name is on the petition to expand Medicaid in Missouri. We've got the former head of the Missouri Medicaid Oversight Committee, and also someone from the Show Me Institute, kind of a conservative think tank, to lay both sides of the argument on the table and hash it out. And that's a small room kind of space where you actually get to engage the leaders directly. We'll be doing more of those on some different subjects. We're going to be doing a post-mortem on airport privatization. What happened? Why? What should we look at? What should we be thinking about? We're going to be talking about local solutions to violence, medical cannabis in the workplace, which is something new that a lot of workplaces are having to deal with and think about and don't know how to kind of put their heads around that. And then I think one on early childhood as well. So check out our website and join us if you'd like.
That's great. No, I think it's so important because to your point, you want to feel like you are participatory in the democracy of our country, and not most importantly too, when you're living right immediately in your immediate community here in St. Louis. So thank you so much for coming on to talk about this. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Glad for the opportunity.
Thank you. Well, we've got the information there for you on the screen about the event that's coming up on February 27th. This is City, County, Community, what is happening with the Board of Electors and what should happen next, presented by Focus St. Louis. And as Wally mentioned too, there is this new Focus on Policy series that's happening throughout 2020. It's been launched this year, and you can could learn more about these monthly educational programs on their website as well at focus-stl.org. Well, there's more STL Live right after this. Please stay with us.